Okay folks, buckle up because the MMA world is going off the rails again, and this time it's a firestorm of rematches, revenge, and retirements. Let's start with the mess that is Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. Are you even ready for the drama that's about to unfold? So here's the tea. Sean Strickland never want to sugarcoat anything, just dropped his unfiltered opinion on what could be one of the most savage rematches in UFC history. He spilled the beans to Red Corner MMA, saying that even though Ankalaev dominated the first fight, we shouldn't count Pereira out just yet. Excuse me? Strickland didn't hold back. Ankalaev is just so good, he gushed. Yes, he actually called him Ankalaev. The man's respect for Ankalaev's cold technical destruction was clear. That Dagestani calm, that sniper-like precision, deadly. Strickland was practically praising him like a monk in a Muay Thai temple. B-U-T, and it's a big but. He threw us a curveball by saying Pereira could still pull off the unthinkable. Strickland believes the pressure of being champion completely wrecked Pereira the first time around. The fame, the endless cameras, the fans swarming him for selfies like he's the last donut at the gym. It got to him. He's a superstar. People are always like, Alex, picture. And I'm like, man, that messes with your head, Strickland explained. Can you imagine being the face of the UFC while trying to dodge someone's auntie, waving a Brazilian flag in your face every 2 minutes? Strickland dropped the mic with this: if Alex just steps back, clears his head, and stops globetrotting, he can beat Ankalaev. Yep, that's the prediction, folks. And let me tell you, the MMA streets are split. Some fans are lighting candles for a Pereira comeback, others saying Ankalaev's about to break him again even harder. Whether it's this summer or sometime later, the rematch between these two beasts is going to shake the damn cage off its hinges. It's not just a fight, it's war. Now let's talk about Nate Diaz, because baby, the Stockton smoke is back and he's breathing fire. In case you missed it, Nate went off on the HGRR podcast. I mean, he straight up called Bo Nickel and Justin Gaethje out like it was a rap battle. The disrespect? Too loud. The petty? Absolutely delicious. Let's rewind. Bo Nickel, that baby-faced NCAA wrestling god, once said Nate would get knocked out by Jake Paul in the first round. Well, it didn't happen. And Nate, he never forgot that sassy prediction. On the podcast with Rampage Jackson, Nate let it R.E.P. Why is my name even in your mouth, you little young MF? Yes, he said that. The legend is unhinged. In the best way. He didn't stop there. Oh no. Nate dragged Justin Gaethje's name back into the ring. Their beef is ancient. It started when Nate publicly trashed Gaethje after his loss to Khabib back in 2020. Gaethje clapped back, and ever since, it's been a cold war of side eyes and fight night shade. Like Justin Gaethje, he came into the UFC in 2016, and he's out here acting like he's somebody. I'm like, bro, I should beat your ass when I see you, Nate fumed. Iconic, and let's not forget, Nate hates wrestlers, period. He's a jiu-jitsu guy. A street brawler. If you're going to shoot for his legs, he's gonna shoot for your head with a full-blown Stockton slap. The feud's lit again, y'all. And knowing Nate, he's not gonna stop until someone bleeds. Moving on to the heavyweight circus, let's talk about the British banger himself, Tom Aspinall. Tom stirred the pot hard with one cryptic Instagram post. Heavyweight news coming soon. Boom! Chaos. Pandemonium. Fans went absolutely feral in the comments. Tell us who. Stop teasing. Fight John Jones. You name it. Tom, he didn't care. He clapped back with a classic Brit reply. The UFC announces my fights, guys, not me. But then, in a genius stroke of sarcasm, he posted again, sorry guys, I'm fighting for the interim of the interim BMF heavyweight title. Dead. Fans were howling. And then Tom went full petty. He tagged MMA YouTuber The MMA Guru and said, get a bucket and corner gloves, son. I'm about to make my 37th defense. I mean, legendary. This little internet war went so viral, even ESPN MMA picked it up. But wait, it gets better. Someone commented, Tom's whole personality is John Jones. And guess what? John freaking Jones saw it and responded with a crying, laughing emoji. Just an emoji, but that one emoji launched 1,000 conspiracy theories. Is this a secret handshake? A troll? A hint at a unification match? UFC 304, UFC 400. Fans are foaming at the mouth. One thing is clear, if John Jones and Tom Aspinall end up sharing the octagon, we're not ready. Okay, switching gears, it's time to give the spotlight to Merab Dvalishvili, and folks, this one's personal. He's gearing up for his rematch with Sean Ali, and he's not underestimating his opponent this time. Merab's already won once, but he knows this new version of Sean is going to be sharper, nastier, and hungry for revenge. Merab could have fought earlier in April, but he chose to delay until June so that Sean could fully recover from surgery. Sportsmanship? Yes. Strategy? Hell yes. I want to beat the best version of him, Merab said, not a guy just off surgery. And there's another reason why June hits different. It's in New Jersey. Merab used to live in New York, train there. It's his backyard. He's got the Longo team behind him and a massive Georgian crowd ready to scream their lungs out. His energy? Laser focused. I keep telling myself, you gotta be hungry. You gotta be more motivated than last time. Whew, goosebumps. June's not just a title shot for Merab, it's a damn homecoming. He's fighting for his roots, his people, and every single soul who believed in him when nobody knew his name. Let's pause for a moment of silence, because Dustin Poirier is walking into the UFC octagon one last time at UFC 318. Yep, it's his retirement fight, and it's against none other than Max Holloway. The vibes? Emotional. The stakes? Sky high. Charles Oliveira, who's fought both men, kinda gave his 2 cents, and it's spicy. Max moves a lot, his volume is crazy, but Dustin is the sharpest boxer I've ever faced. He hits hard, he's smart. I think Dustin wins this, and you know when Oliveira says someone has clean hands, you listen. Dustin's already at peace with walking away. He wants to be home with his daughter, no more wars. But fans? They're begging him for one last title run if he looks dominant. Meanwhile, Max is out in South Korea training with the Korean Zombie and his wife, who, by the way, just broke the punching machine high score in their gym. Iconic queen. This trilogy fight is going to be legendary, and whether Dustin wins or loses, we might just cry right there in front of the TV. And now, welcome to the battlefield, y'all, where 2 of the most unhinged, ferocious, savage warriors in the middleweight division are about to clash. We're talking Dricus du Plessis vs Khamzat Chimaev, and let me tell you, this is going to be a war, not a fight, a straight-up battle for legacy. UFC 319's main event isn't just hype, it's chaos waiting to happen. And guess who just jumped into the prediction ring? None other than Ray freaking Longo, the legendary coach with a mouth like a machine gun and a mind like a fight wizard. Ray didn't sugarcoat a damn thing. He kept it real. This is going to be gritty, ugly, violent, and guess what? That's exactly where Dricus shines. Yup, he's putting his money on Dricus du Plessis. Why? Because according to Ray, Dricus is built for the storm. All he needs to do is survive the first 2 rounds. That's it. If he can do that, he starts to break Khamzat, Longo claimed. It's gonna be nasty, but that's where Dricus thrives. Now don't get it twisted. Ray didn't dismiss Khamzat. He knows that Chimaev is a monster in the first round. His aggression is terrifying. That wolf energy, that pressure, most fighters fold. Khamzat blitches in like a demon on fire, ragdolling opponents before they can even breathe. But here's the kicker. This might be Khamzat's first 5-rounder. Yep, read that again. And Ray Longo is not convinced that the Chechen Storm can keep that same heat for 25 minutes. He's going to come out guns blazing, Ray warned. But if he doesn't pace himself, if Dricus weathers that, it's a whole new game. Can you even imagine that? Khamzat gassing out while Dricus turns into a relentless zombie, swinging haymakers and elbows like it's a backyard bar fight. We are here for it. Let's rewind a bit. Khamzat has been treated like a supernatural force ever since he arrived in the UFC. Every punch, every takedown, every scream. It was all violence and dominance, but then that Gilbert Burns fight happened. You'll remember that one. It wasn't just a brawl, it was a war. And for the first time we saw cracks in Khamzat's gas tank. He got tagged, he got tired, he got human. And now, Ray Longo believes du Plessis is exactly the type of savage who can push him even deeper into the abyss. Dricus is unorthodox, awkward, messy, and absolutely unbreakable. He's not out here trying to look pretty. He's not flexing for Instagram. He's trying to win by any means necessary. Dricus doesn't care if it looks good, Ray said. He's there to drag you into hell and make you suffer. Woo, just let that sink in. And if you think this is just another middleweight matchup, baby, think again. This fight could determine the future of the entire division. You've got Chimaev, the man Dana White once hinted was the future champion. And you've got Du Plessis, the unshakable outsider, who's already wrecked top-tier names like Robert Whittaker and Sean Strickland. Yeah, remember when DDP left Strickland leaking on the floor? It was brutal, and it sent a message. He's not a joke anymore. If DDP beats Khamzat, he's not just a title contender, he is the king of chaos. And if Khamzat wins, that wolf mask stays on, he becomes the official boogeyman of the division, and you know fighters are going to start ducking. So what are we really looking at? A turning point. One of these men is going to take over, and the other might never recover. Let's talk legends now, because Charles "Du Bronx" Oliveira just stepped in to bless us with a hot take. And surprise, surprise, it's about the emotional hurricane coming at UFC 318 Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway. Oliveira kept it raw. Max, he's a mover. His pace is insane. He touches guys up and drowns them slowly. But don't get it twisted, his loyalty lies with Dustin. Man, Dustin has the sharpest boxing I've ever felt, Charles confessed. He's smart, he's calm, he's dangerous, and he's basically fighting at home. And just like that, Charles dropped his pick. I think Poirier wins this one. Fans are freaking out. Why? Because this ain't just a fight, it's a freaking goodbye. This is Dustin's last walk to the cage, a career that's seen wars with the best. McGregor, Gaethje, Alvarez, Chandler all coming to an end. The guy is stepping away from violence to finally live in peace with his family. But if, and it's a big if, he dominates Holloway, will he really walk away, or will the hunger return? Fans are already begging for one more run, maybe even a final title shot against Ilia Topuria. Now that would be legendary. With all this buzz, the rematches, the retirements, the middleweight madness, one name seems to be hanging in limbo: Sean Strickland. After that razor-thin loss to Du Plessis, fans expected him to bounce right back into the octagon, but the UFC? Crickets. Silence. Even Strickland himself seems like he doesn't know what's next. But one thing's for sure, he's not going to sit quietly. This is a man who thrives on chaos, on controversy. He's already stirring the pot on social media, throwing jabs at Khamzat, DDP, and even Pereira again. Wherever he lands next, it's going to be personal, it's going to be violent, and it's going to be must-see. Let's zoom out for a second. Here's the current MMA vibe. Pereira and Ankalaev are destined to run it back, and Strickland lit the fuse. Nate Diaz is on a revenge tour, with Bo Nickel and Gaethje in his crosshairs. Tom Aspinall might be trolling, or he might be facing John Jones in a mega fight. The view from Thera First, full outlands, hand-to-hand combat, and chattered mages. A Dustin Poirier is saying goodbye, maybe, and Khamzat versus Trikus, literal fireworks waiting to happen. This isn't just fight news anymore, this is a soap opera with blood and spinning elbows. Closing shot, who survives the storm? So now we're left asking, will Alex Pereira find redemption or get picked apart again? Will Khamzat survive 5 rounds, or will DDP crack the code? Will Nate actually slap Bo Nickel on sight? Is Dustin really ready to retire? And can anyone stop Tom Aspinall's rise? Only time and a few cracked skulls will tell. One thing is certain, the cage is about to explode, and we're all here for it.